stick with us because you never know what may happen. Do me a favour, give a big round of applause to these two gentlemen on stage. We have Nick and Jack, who are part of the creative team that have come up with Halloween Haunt Fest. First of all, start with you, Jack. How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, I'm alright, thank you, yeah.
Have you had any sleep yet?
What sleep? I've forgotten.
These guys have been working round the clock to put these together. It's our first show, so we hope you stick with us. And Jack, tell us how many hours you've been doing.
Hours? Since January, I think. That's when we started. Yeah, it's been an amazing time getting this all together, and this week especially it's been rough. It's been putting on an event is hard, guys. I didn't realise how hard it would be. Shall I hold this? Okay, I'll hold this. Guys, I just want to say thank you so much everyone for being here tonight, seeing so many familiar faces. It's really nice. A lot of you don't know this, but we both we did a lot of marketing at the start of this, and it's really nice to see you guys, your faces here tonight. So before we do anything, give yourself a big cheers. Thank you for your support, and thank you for being here. Thank you so much.
It's as simple as that. We've worked incredibly hard. There's so many people that we have to thank. There's all of the maze designers. There's all of the technicians who have been working around the clock all week. We've got our costume designers, our costume makers. We have makeup. Yeah, thank you, Jack. We have our makeup team. We have our board of directors, the people who believed in our vision and said, here's the money, go and do it. And without them, we couldn't have done this. And they have been absolutely a great support. So thank you to them. Because little me and you couldn't afford to do this on our own, could we? No. So, most importantly, we want you all to have a great night tonight. It's a preview night tonight for you guys. You're getting the first look at these attractions before anybody else does it. We officially open tomorrow, but tonight is a preview for you guys.
Look out! Here we go! Bring it back up, cause it's lit. Keep the cool and it's cold for the shit. Cause I'm hard. Look at all this chick.
It could be a lot, but I can make sure it's
This is the ultimate power machine.
You need a carer, do you? I think Patrick needs a carer.
What's the matter with Patrick?
I told you he's got no skin on him.
Did you hear that? He's insulting you, Patrick. He doesn't like that. He's angry now. Right then.
He hates spiders. Look at Go on, Harrison, get under there. Get the legs touching you. He's not happy.
That is very cool.
It's good. I like it.
The finest toy maker this town has ever seen. But I was banished here.
Hey
Thank you, sir. I did this just for you. I know you really Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad you turned it up. These people aren't as loud as you. No, of course, Neil and Chucky. Of course, you're amazing. Stay there. Don't move an inch. Now, for the past 2 years, I've travelled around this amazing, colourful world, and I'm ending up in Redbourne. I'm ending up in Redbourne.
Yeah.
Popular place. Then in the ancient art of sword swallowing. Now, as we know, all sword swallowers start with
The sword.
blue animals. Sorry, wrong pocket. I like to recycle. Blue animals. I got away with it, didn't I? Yes. Now, this may not seem. Give it up for Adam! Thank you very much, Adam! I have been Bloody Boots. This has been Adam. Thank you, Halloween Horn Fest. Please come back soon for another amazing act right here live. It's on the inside and it's on the stage right now. So please, go and enjoy the faces. Go get yourself a drink and come back here.
My mother was a tailor. She sewed my new blue jeans. My son fell on the platform. The others on the train. Places, worn out faces, bright and early for the daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. Somebody's watching me.
Come on in now, come on in. Stop at the gate, now. Come on in, come on in. Now you're not looking at that old house down the road, are you? It's really not worth it. It's very dangerous. Neighbors don't like it. They don't like you fooling around, looking around their own property, okay? Now, I'm having a barbecue, okay? Now, does anyone like chicken?
Yep.
You like steak?
Yep.
Fantastic. Come on in.
Come inside, come inside. Now, we've got these 3 state-of-the-art cryo chambers to take you, so we might have to go into groups. Will the group number 1 step into chamber number 1, please? Yes? Would you like to go together? Come inside. Group number 2?
Okay, we'll go
And would you
there.
like to go into group chamber number 3?
Chumba. Go this way. You go through here or through there?
This way, can we go this way? Kill all my friends! You're killing everybody! Quickly, why are you just
Hello.
Welcome to 1712. Initiating tower displacement. Phase 1. Automatic stabilization.
save you from your sins!
Dog you! She's scared! I've seen it all with my own eyes. She's taking the blacksmith's daughter's voice.
Welcome to the walk-in, walk into the walk-in. Have you seen a witch? She put bones in my bed with blood. If you see her, it's far too late. There's nothing we can do. I say.
I've done no wrong! No wrong! I promise you! No!
So hello there, yes, this is a day after post, and there's a good reason for that, and I'm really glad I have waited, because I've seen some of the posts and some of the quite horrible comments and videos that other people have posted about Halloween Hauntfest, and I'm going to put my hands up. There were issues, there are absolutely issues with the event, and the team know it, and they will be doing their best to get it sorted over the next few days. But it was a preview night. Nobody paid to be there. Well, certainly the people who were screaming about it on videos didn't pay to be there. And it was not, and it is not, the shit show that everyone is saying it is. Now, I will be accused now of being super polite and super positive about it. No, I'm going to be critical about it, but I'm going to be constructive in the criticism. I'm going to say what worked, and I'm going to say what didn't work. And hopefully the people who are behind the event, who I actually know, will look at some of the comments, and I have spoken to them. I've spoken to them about some of my concerns, and they will get those addressed. But to actually post a video saying, telling people, don't waste your money, don't go, is just disingenuous. And I just think it's rude, to be honest. So anyway, let's start with the venue. Hertfordshire Showground. It's a great area. Once you get in there, there's a entrance tent. You go through. You've got the four main mazes. Surprisingly, all built on stilts. The land is on a bit of a slope, so that must cost a fortune. Not only building the marquees, but actually building them on raised platforms. But there you've got the fairground rides down one side, about 5 or 6 fairground rides. You've got a food street down the middle. Typical food that you would get at an event like this. The gyros or gyros, hyros, whatever you want to call them, were absolutely delicious. It was nice to get some Greek food there. I really enjoyed that. You've got the bar over at one side. And yes, at the start of the night, there was a problem with the card reader. I can go to Weatherspoons and there could be problems with the card reader. I can go to places that don't take cash or don't have cards. And you know what? It was inconvenient for a little while. The only way to get a drink was if you had a VIP token. I'm going to just talk about the VIPs. I was on the email list that all the people that were there on the email that was sent out to everyone. And everyone was said, you are being invited to a preview event. If you would like to pay to upgrade to Fast Track and get VIP, you can. Now, okay, maybe they weren't policing who was in the Fast Track queue and who wasn't, but everybody knew, everybody who went would have known that you had to pay extra if you wanted to be in the VIP queue. So I've heard quite a lot of moaning about that, and that's fine. But anyone who was invited to that preview event, they were invited on a standard ticket only, and they could pay to upgrade to VIP. Then on top of that, so we've got the shows, we've got in the main stage area, we had Funny Bones, I think his name was, there's some video of him there. Then, of course, we had, I can't remember the name of the fire breather, but she is incredible. She is absolutely the Devil's Lantern, that's it. She's absolutely the best fire breather I've seen performing in the UK. We had her at ScareCon, and I just think her performance is incredible. When she spins around and there's just fire going everywhere. I was worried for the safety of the marquee because she was very close to the top of that marquee. She did assure me afterwards that it was fine. But yeah, I was making sure I knew where the exit was because I was worried that it was going to go up in flames. But yeah, the entertainment in that bar area was actually really good, and they put on shows throughout the night. The problem was, because of the queues and everything, most people were outside, so a lot of people didn't see the show. So I just want to call those out and say they were really entertaining. And then, obviously, the roaming actors were great across the site. We had a number of interactions with them. Because of the delayed opening of the Witches' Maze, they let the witches out at some point in the evening. They were running around, and actually, they just showed that the actors were good at street theatre as well as... when we finally got in the Witches' Maze, actually scaring people within a maze. So that was really good. So Let's talk about the mazes themselves. I've got thoughts and criticisms and feedback on each one. So let's start with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, it's a film I love, and that maze does, basically, it follows the tropes of the film. You see scenes from the actual film. It is the closest you've ever got to being inside Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it's the closest you've ever got to watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre live. I.e., most of the scenes, you're watching things happen to other people, like the dinner scene, the torture scene. There were a couple of times where Leatherface will come out with a chainsaw. There were a few jump scares, but a lot of it was watching other people. Now, the beauty of Texas Chainsaw Massacre is that it is a film about one woman being effectively tortured, and it's her solo thing. So it's very hard to recreate. But there were some really good jump scares in there, some great scenes. A few things that really irked me. It's like one of the most iconic scenes in Texas Chainsaw Massacre is when she gets grabbed by Leatherface from the door, gets grabbed and pulls her backwards, and the silver sort of shutter slides across. They have recreated that scene completely. It looks stunning. The problem is only the people at the front of the group get to see it. So we went through 2 or 3 times, and when you see it and you get to appreciate it, it looks amazing. But if you're at the back of the group, people are going, what happened there? What's going on? So they need to find a way of batching that room better so that people can see actually what is happening there. Then as you go through, you've got the torture scenes, you've got different jump scares. You escape out through the window, like she does in the movie. And on our first run, we then got chased out by the guy with the chainsaw, and he did actually stand on the entry on the final slope, waving his chainsaw around as Leatherface does in the movie. On second runs through, I think it just depended on timing whether you got that guy there or not. But quite short. I think we were in and out in under 5 minutes. In fact, all the mazes were quite short, apart from Witches. And yeah, I think apart from the batching for the Silver Door and then making just probably a couple more scares along the way, it was fun, it was good, it's an officially licensed product, and I think it does good service to the movie itself. Next up was Eden. Now, the problem with Eden was there was no explanation as to what was going on. Maybe on the website or in YouTube videos beforehand it told us what the story is, but most people going to a Scream Part do not know, do not watch the video, or do not know. So therefore we needed a much more detailed explanation of what was happening, why we were on a spaceship, what the aliens were. The aliens themselves were probably a bit too big and lumbering. When you've got this quite wide thing, just sort of crab type thing standing in a corner, just sort of going, I would have gone for sort of darker, more intense sort of scares, and maybe have the final appearance of the big lumbering alien. A bit too much get out and help me from the actors. I think they just need a little bit of training in there. Story beforehand, a bit of training. The sets looked incredible, and I think there's possibilities there. It just needs a little bit of tweaking, and that will come over time as they get used to working in the space. Then we had the one that I think everybody was looking forward to the most, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Now, I knew from the creators that the whole idea was the first half of it was going to be Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, the original movie, which we all know is a crap movie. Sorry to the creators of the movie, but I think it's widely accepted it's just a cult rubbish movie. And then the idea was going to be that you get to like halfway through it, they sort of cut it and they go, no, come on, this is rubbish, why are we doing this? And then you go into the second movie, and the masks are different. The masks were incredible. They look like the masks from the characters. There's a big section in the middle. Well, let's go to the cut bit in the middle. It wasn't clear, you couldn't hear what was being said, so there was a producer type guy who was going to get murdered by Winnie the Pooh. I couldn't hear what he was saying. I was at the front of the group. And because he wasn't mic'd up and we couldn't understand what was going on, it just wasn't clear. Then there was a woman in a bathtub, which I know it's from the movie, but it was quite poorly executed. She was just there was like a wooden hole that she was sat in. We could have found a better way of hiding that. And then there was this maze of black sheets, and I honestly thought I'd stumbled backstage. Not sure what that was supposed to be. That really did feel like we'd run out of time and money, and let's just, let's put some sheets up for people to, or bin bags for people to walk through. On the final run out, there's a big long corridor, and there were lots of appearances by Pooh and Tigger and Piglet, and we've got a number of jumps there. So it wasn't the best attraction I've been through, but it certainly wasn't the worst attraction. I think it needs a bit of work, a bit of tightening up, bit of sound on, a bit of volume turning up and whatever. But yeah, they've got the makings of a good maze. It could be really good fun. They just need a little bit more tweaking on it. And then finally, when it did open, now we don't know why it didn't open. And again, people are moaning like hell that the maze didn't open till 10 o'clock. I can go to Alton Towers and Wicker Man isn't open. I can go to, theme parks where I'm expecting something to be open and it's not. We don't know what happened behind the scenes. We don't know whether it wasn't ready, whether it broke down. It was a preview night, but the team did their best and worked really hard and got that maze open by 10 o'clock. They could have just said, sod it, we're not going to do it. And they opened it. And for those who actually waited around for it, it was absolutely brilliant. It was the best maze there. It was the most traditional dark maze of the event. One of the things we liked about it is it was very reminiscent of tactic we first saw at Dr. Fright's, where you have a big central room and then lots of little rooms off of it, and you're constantly seeing people walking backwards and forwards, groups in front of you. Tully's have started doing it. They did it with Doomtown. They've done it with Noxious Alley at the Howl. And it's just a really good way of seeing what's going on. And then you go into little tighter rooms and you do some stuff with actors there and you come back out again. The actors were really, really good in there. Really lively, really in your face. It was the tightest of the mazes. Apart from the big room in the middle, there's some really tight little corridors to walk around. And as I said, it felt most like a traditional scare maze. And it was probably the longest. Criticism-wise, if I was to criticise anything, by the time you come to the finale, the gates open and there's a big church scene finale and you're sort of going down into the church. But because the door's open, I could see all the flashing lights from the fairground behind it. It just sort of ruined the immersion, that final scene. So that's easily fixed. It's just sight lines and that can be sorted. So that was the 4 mazes. We've talked about the roaming characters. I had fun. I actually had fun. And people there seem to be having fun. But as I've just listed through this video, there were some issues. And there were some things that can be addressed really easily. There's some things that might take a little bit more time. It is clear that a lot of money has been spent on the infrastructure, the licensing, the marketing, the infrastructure, the marquees, everything about it. The entertainment was brilliant. The roaming actors were brilliant. The actors in the mazes probably need a little bit more training. That could be solved within a couple of hours, the day after. It was a preview event. It was a little bit rough around the edges. Was it the worst thing ever and an absolutely travesty to the industry and should never have opened? No, it wasn't. And for all of those who are saying that, just calm down a bit. Calm down. It had issues, but be constructive. Actually tell people why things did or didn't work. I think they've got a really good idea. I think within a couple of days, I reckon if we went back tonight, it would be completely different again. So don't let a few very, very loud people say that you shouldn't go to Halloween Haunt Fest. I would give it a few days to let it bed down. And I go back in a week's time and it's still the same, then maybe we might have a different opinion. But don't listen. I would say again, just don't listen to a couple of very, very vocal people who've just said you shouldn't go, because it's really unfair. So that was pretty controversial comment. I don't like to sort of call out other people and whatever, but I think Halloween Hauntfest they've got some good ideas. They've got a lot of potential. They probably, as a few people have said, who have been a bit kinder, they probably shouldn't have opened on press night. They probably shouldn't. They probably should have had another day to rehearse and get everything right. Hopefully they've learned from this. I know the team are super excited for this event, and it's not, somebody described it as the Willy Wonka experience up in Glasgow. It is absolutely not that. That Willy Wonka experience had about £2 spent on it. This has had a lot of money spent on it. There's a lot of very keen and passionate people behind it. It just didn't quite hit the nail on the head. You could probably describe it a bit like a Transformers movie. You know, you don't go in to make a bad Transformers movie. You spend a lot of money on it, and you have some really good ideas, but sometimes the sum of the parts doesn't all work. I enjoyed it. I had a good time, and I would hope people give them the benefit of the doubt going forward. So there we go. Controversial rant from me, but we're going to sign off. As I say, thank you to Halloween Hauntfest for inviting us down. As we said, it was a free preview night, and things like this happen. If you go to the theatre, you're not invited to review until about 10 days after the event has opened. I go to other events. In fact, I'm just going to mention this, just talking that. I go to places like Tully's, and Stuart at Tully's hates me being there on opening day because it's never quite right on opening day. Things need to take a while to bed in. Now, granted, if you're charging people full price on day one, everything should be working, but this was a free preview night. So with that, we're going to sign off. We've got more things to do, and we'll see you at the next event. Goodbye.